So now time for the first bit of KZ2 action. It's the KZ2 Masters and it's the pre-final. After qualifying earlier on today, which was fast, it was frantic, it was furious, it was beautiful to watch. Wesley de Waal starts from pole position. Glenn van den Hoek lines up alongside on the front row. The only two drivers in the session to break 43 seconds. Edgar Oosting, Bas Steen, William van der Gaai, Gert van den Brink, Danny Stockman, Mick Bertram, Mike Hendricks, Mark Verhoeven and Niels Costa round out the 11-strong grid. So with KZ2 and KZ2 Masters, it will be standing start only. And it is about getting the tyres and the pressures up to temperature. Making sure that everything's all ready to go. The minute the lights go out. And then we'll be underway for 10 minutes plus 2 additional laps. This is one of the most, if not the most, physical discipline within modern day karting. 6-speed shifter gearboxes. Karts able to accelerate faster than a Porsche 911 to 100 kilometers per hour as everyone starts lining up on the grid here at Circuit de Landsard for the KZ2 Masters pre-final. Drivers steeling themselves. Flag marshal from the front of the grid moves out of the way. As we're set, we're ready. Red lights are on. Red lights are out. Great start from the outside of the front row by Glenn van den Hoek. Did he get through and take the race lead? Yes, that did happen. As the field makes its way down into turn 2. Edgar Oosting behind Wesley de Waal, who is in second place at the moment. And now Oosting looking for a move up the inside. Nearly gets through at turn number 3. But straight away, de Waal back on the counter-offensive. Bas Steen waiting for the opportunity to get through as Oosting holds off de Waal through turn 4, through 5, now into the chicane for the first time. But this is allowing Glenn van den Hoek to get away early doors as they head into the far part of the circuit here on the opening lap of this race. Textbook start by Glenn van den Hoek, hooked up the rear tyres, got the traction, got the whole shot and pulled away big time. And he leads by over half a second after the opening lap with Edgar Oosting in second. Wesley de Waal still holding on to third at the minute. Bas Steen holding off the advances of Gert van den Brink and William van der Gaai. That's the top 6. All drivers running within 3.6 seconds of each other after the opening lap of this race. But now Edgar Oosting starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. Starting to close in that gap that was 5.3 tenths between himself and Glenn van den Hoek in the number 141 running on the TD kart. Oosting running on the Sodi kart chassis. De Waal on the Birolart. And now, here comes the move from de Waal. Does it? Not through turn 1, it doesn't. Look for the crossover. Tried to swing the momentum carry through turn number 14. And then through into turn number 1. A little bit further back. Moved by 134. Mick Bertram past Mark Verhoeven through into turn number 2. And that's 8th place swapped over. But now the field makes its way into the chicane once again. These laps are going to go past very, very quickly. Wesley de Waal with the fastest lap of the race, 45.393, and is now swarming over the back bumper of Edgar Oosting, heading into the final section of this circuit here at de Landsard. 1,050 metres, 14 turns in total. And now look at the run that Wesley de Waal just got on Edgar Oosting out of the final corner, and he makes it through at turn number 2 to retake second place. Great tee up there by Wesley de Waal, but that's allowed Bas Steen to close on in the meantime. This is what I said about the fact it's physical. It's mentally challenging. You are literally going up and down the gearbox so many times you lose count around every single lap with KZ2. And now de Waal is going to go after van den Hoek in the race lead. That gap's about 3 kart lengths as they come through into the final section. Out of turn number 13. Now full acceleration out of the final corner. Gap now 0.211. New fastest lap by de Waal. 44.3. And he's closing in big time. Now he's dropping Edgar Oosting, who's got Bastien not too far behind. Into turn 3 go the leaders. Look at how well primed Wesley Duval is to get through on Glenn Vandenhoek for the race lead. It's going to happen. Not quite yet, but it's not if, it's when. And Duval will know when that time will come. So we're already on lap 5 of this race, and with 6 minutes and 20 seconds plus 2 additional laps to go. Out of the final corner they go this time. Vandenhoek leads, but Duval is closing. Gap now a 10.5 and another new fastest lap. Vandenhoek is matching close to within 0.6 of a second of Duval. Duval's just put in the personal best lap time of anybody in this session so far. 44.027 seconds. And now they're dropping the rest of them. Oosting leads the train ahead of Steen. Ahead of Gert van den Brink. William van der Kai still holding on to 6th place. But now Duval is closing on in. Now he's waiting. Now this could be the time we could see a change for the race lead just before the halfway point. Duval teeing up. Vandenhoek, it's not going to come through turn number 1, but keep your eyes through into turn 2. Duval punches up the inside, sideways under braking. And they are going to be wheel to wheel. This could be the run through into turn number 3. Duval retakes the lead here on lap number 7 and a new fastest lap in the process. 43.766. Top 3. Only drivers so far in this race. Actually, no, make that with Gert van den Brink. Oh, my apologies there, Gert. 4 drivers that have gone sub 44 seconds. And now this is the opportunity for Wesley Duval to pull away. He was 99 thousandths behind Glenn Vandenhoek after 6 laps. After lap 7, that's now nearly 0.6. That is over. That's nearly 0.7 of a second that Duval has pulled after making that overtake. We've got a yellow flag going into turn number 1 as one of the drivers has unfortunately gone off. That might have been Niels Costa, I'm not sure. But someone went straight on at turn number 1. But now Duval is going to try and punch his ticket out and try and pull away. So we still have 4 minutes to go. 60% of the timer has elapsed. 40% to go, plus 2 laps. And Duval now has a lead of 0.8 of a second. Vandenhoek in 2nd. Oosting 3rd. Steen 4th. Van den Brink. As a late dive up the inside there. That was more than likely. That was Niels Costa, I believe, on Mick Bertram going through into turn number 2. And Costa unable to make that happen. It was Mark Verhoeven who was the one that unfortunately went straight on at turn number 1 just a moment ago, which brought out the yellow flags at Marshall Post 1 on the start-finish straight. However, Wesley Duval leads the way, 0.689 seconds ahead of Glenn Vandenhoek, with Edgar Oosting trying to see if he can close in on the 2 in front, but that is proving to be a little bit more difficult than he may have anticipated. So we're heading into the final 3 minutes plus 2 additional laps. And Duval just looks unfazed, looks completely focused. Comes out of the final corner at rocket-like speeds. Now expands the lead by over 2 tenths. And it's nearly 9 tenths between 1st and 2nd position. And, well, unfortunately, Mark Verhoeven, a DNF, is up the... Oh, dearie, dearie me. Was that Niels Costa again? Trying to get through on Mick Bertram down at turn number 2. And still, Costa unable to make that happen. Started down in last position as they're making their way through into the chicane. 2 minutes to go. And Duval might have more than a second advantage. He crosses the line, completes lap number 11, and it's 1.1 seconds. Well, Glenn van den Hoek, I think, caught Wesley de Waal unawares quite quickly on that race start 8.5 minutes ago. We still have 1 minute and 30 plus those 2 additional laps. Closest battle at the minute is for around about 5th place. Gert van den Brink and William van der Kaaij, that's 5th and 6th position respectively. And again, de Waal crosses the line after 12 laps and breaks 43 seconds in the process. And he's got a lead of 1.35 seconds. So de Waal leads after 12 laps by 1.35 seconds ahead of Glenn van den Hoek, Edgar Oosting, Bas Steen, Gert van den Brink, William van der Kaaij, Danny Stockman, Mike Hendricks, Niels Koster finally gets through on Mick Bertram for what is 10th on the road. But, yeah, Wesley de Waal, once you put him at the front end of the field, will start pulling away into the distance. And that has been personified by, even though being on the back foot after Glenn van den Hoek's lightning start, the lead now is nearly 1.9 seconds. 3 laps to go. And there is a 3-way scrap happening. Oh, ho, ho. Danny Stockman just got through at turn 4 on William van der Kaaij. That is for 6th spot. Van der Kaaij, the man that braved the weather conditions at Circuit Park Berchem 2 months ago at round 2 to win the final. But now the timer has expired. We're on to our penultimate lap of the race. 2.1 seconds is the advantage for Wesley de Waal over Glenn van den Hoek. Edgar Oosting still keeping Bas Steen at bay for 3rd place. Gert van den Brink, Danny Stockman, William van der Kaaij, they're battling over 5th, 6th and 7th respectively. But our race leader, Wesley de Waal, makes his way through the chicane for the penultimate time of this race. And after this, we'll have one more pre-final to go. That'll then take us through into the finals to conclude round 4 of the championship. For everybody else apart from Micro and Mini. So, last lap underway. De Waal has the lead. It's now 2.4 seconds. It's going to be north of 2.5 by the end of this race, I'm sure. Oh, and we have had another retirement. Mike Hendricks has also retired on the circuit. So, that puts us down to 9 runners out of 11. But it has been, since he got to the front end of the field, after getting past Glenn van den Hoek, well, Wesley de Waal has not looked back. And the 1:23 comes out of the final corner. De Waal wins the pre-final for KZ2 Masters. And the winning advantage, nearly 3.1 seconds after 16 laps. Wesley de Waal also picks up the fastest lap of the race of a 42.996. Edgar Oosting takes 3rd in the Sodi kart ahead of Bas Steen, Gert van den Brink, Danny Stockman, William van der Kaaij, Niels Koster and Mick Bertram rounding out the top 9, all who finished the race ahead of Mike Hendricks and Mark Verhoeven, who unfortunately retired on lap 13 and lap 8 respectively.